morning. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Shelly with Art for My Table, and I am just finishing up prepping for our show today. So, do you guys know what day it is? It's National Grilled Cheese Day. Actually, April is National Grilled Cheese Month. So, but today is the day, and so we are celebrating by making some ultimate grilled cheese recipes. And I am partnering with American Dairy Association to bring you the show today. So, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So, hi Lori. So first up, I just need to get my notifications out. This is like that little housekeeping part that I always have to do that I hate, that takes me a minute, but just bear with me. And if you, while you're waiting, if you want to just pipe in and tell me where you're watching from, I would love that. So, Lori, it's your favorite day of the year. No kidding, right? Okay, hi Monica, thanks for tuning in. All right, let me do this just a second and go ahead and tell me where you are watching from. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Michigan, and I think it's going to get kind of warm, which is nice for us. I thought it was supposed to rain all day, so I'm pretty excited that it's not raining right now. Okay, I'm just putting the description up in here, so there's some links and information for you. And then I just have to get my notifications out and we'll be back in business. So I really appreciate your patience. Let's see, oh, Leesburg, hi Jolene. And Leesburg, Virginia, Lori's from Minnesota. What's it like in Minnesota? Are you guys having cold weather this spring? Okay, let's get started. Thank you for waiting. Okay, sorry, technical difficulties. Hi Samantha, hi Kristen. Oh, Amy, I love me some grilled cheese too. Hello, American Dairy Association. Awesome, okay. Amanda, I love grilled cheese too. Okay. Sorry guys, this is just making me a little bit crazy here. Okay, so it's National Grilled Cheese Day. Yay, like we need an excuse to eat grilled cheese. But we're gonna talk about some tips and tricks to make the best grilled cheese and then just some ideas for ultimate. And guess what? There is a giveaway sponsored by American Dairy Association for a package of Guggisberg cheese. So, yum, if you wanna stock your fridge. So the giveaway is going to run throughout this, and then after the live is over, then I will contact the winner, okay? So the way that you're going to enter is by telling me throughout the video, telling me about the best grilled cheese that you ever had. So that might be like something your mom made for you, or maybe it's something really extravagant or something you had at a restaurant. So either way, that is kind of your entry. Now, you get extra entries in the contest if you like Art from My Table's Facebook page, and if you like American Dairy Association's Facebook page. So we're not requiring you to do that, but you do get extra entries if you choose to do that. So I hope does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Best grilled cheese you ever had. Like my page, Art from My Table, and like American Dairy Association. And go ahead too, like once you leave your comment for the best grilled cheese you ever ate, leave me another comment letting me know that you liked those pages, or you get an entry for each one. So hopefully that makes sense. Kristen, I love my pizza grilled cheese sandwich. Yes, I was just looking at that, Kristen, because I saw it yesterday on Instagram, and it looks so good. Okay, so awesome. Hey, Carl, thanks for tuning in. All right, so let's get going. I've got several. I'm gonna start my pan. Excuse me, just getting it warmed up here. Maybe. There we go. Just start to heat that, and we're going to talk about some things here. Okay, so there's basically 3 components to your grilled cheese that makes it outstanding, right? First, you have the bread, and you want bread that's not too thick, not too thin. I'm sorry, I've got an error on my stove here. Just a second. Try that again in a minute. So start with your bread. Not too thick, not too thin. You could do homemade bread. Some people do beer bread. There's all kinds of choices. Today, I'm going to be using a sourdough. I'm going to be using an artisan bakery bread, and I'm going to be using a brioche. And we're going to make 4 different grilled cheese sandwiches. So the next component is, of course, the star of the show, your cheese. So I recommend mixing your cheeses together. So use 2 to 3 different kinds of cheese, or more if you like, and go ahead and mix different textures together, and that's really awesome too. So one thing about mixing your textures together, you want to make sure that if you are using a cheese that's harder to melt, sometimes like fresh cheese, like mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, or fresh feta can be a little bit harder to melt. And your dry aged cheeses like Parmesan, they're also a little harder to melt. So when you're using one of those, just make sure you're slicing it really thin, and or shredding it, grating it is great too, and that you actually pair it with something that does melt. Okay, I love live broadcasting when something doesn't go right. My stove is not working. I'm having an error message. Okay, so I might have to take you back to my stove over there, which might be a little tricky, but we'll see what we can do. I'm not giving up on this yet. Thank you for your patience, you guys. I'm so sorry. I can't make it work. I mean, there's only so many buttons I can press. Okay, the third component of your awesome ultimate grilled cheese is your add-in. So any extra thing that you add in to just bring it above and beyond. Okay, so here's a good tip for you, and we'll do this as we get started. How you want to put your sandwich together. You want to make sure that you put your cheese next to the bread on both sides. So start with your bread, then with your cheese, then, sorry, I got a message, I got distracted. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so start with your bread, then your cheese, then your extras, then cheese again, then your bread, okay? So that's like a hot tip. So let's get started with making our first one. And that is, and yes, I'm using my notes because I want to make sure I don't forget anything, because when I'm live, sometimes I do. I'm thinking there's so much that's going through my head. So, okay, we're going to start with our artisan bread today. Now, when I was a kid, grilled cheese was pretty basic grilled cheese, but what my mom always did was put Miracle Whip on it and then the cheese. So it was, you know, because we really liked cheese, like mayonnaise, or, well, actually I grew up on Miracle Whip, and ironically I buy mayonnaise all the time now. I don't dislike Miracle Whip. I don't know, I just don't buy it. So we always had that, and people always thought that was weird. So I'm just starting with this nice artisan bread, and it's just nice and soft, and it's gonna get a nice crisp outside. And so the first one that we're making, and I wanna just tell you real quick too, everything that I'm making here today is inspired by what some of you had to say. So I asked a few people, like, hey, tell me about your best grilled cheese. And I took some of those ideas and I'm gonna recreate them here, or they were just a springboard for inspiration. So you guys really are so much a part of this, more than you know. So we're gonna start with this. Now we need to start with our cheese, right? And we're gonna start with a sharp cheddar. So I'll do that on this side. I'm just laying these on here. Give them a little room to spread. Can you guys see that? Okay. I just cut my, I have block cheese. You use shredded cheese. You can use cheese that's already sliced. This is just what I have. So being somewhat minimalist, I try to work with what I have. So I slice those. And then the next thing that we're gonna add is these are cinnamon roasted Fuji apples, okay? So I'm gonna put these on next. This is my mix-in, or my extra. So I'm just gonna layer it up with some of this. So you're kind of getting a nice, you know, sweetness here. And all I did to roast these was I sliced up the apple and I put them in the oven for about 30 minutes, I would say. 400, no, 20 minutes. 20 minutes at 400. And I did toss them halfway through. So I put a little bit of coconut oil on them, and then got that well coated, laid them out on a baking sheet, sprinkled them with cinnamon, and then popped them in the oven. So there's something about roasting. When you cook stuff, it brings out a whole nother level of flavor, and just kind of unique flavor. So you've probably already noticed that. So you could totally do fresh apples also. I just thought it would be fun to roast them. And this one was inspired by somebody that I had asked. So, okay, next we're doing walnuts. And these are just chopped walnuts that you can chop them yourself or not. I just bought them like in the baking aisle, they're already chopped. So we're gonna put some of those on there. We're gonna put some arugula on here. And arugula, if you're not familiar with it, has kind of a peppery flavor to it. It's really nice. I like to kind of use it as a garnish and top different dishes off with it. And then I also love to use it just like in a salad. I'll just kind of mix it in with some other lettuces. Okay, and then we need our last kind of cheese, which is gonna be brie. Oh, which I have brie right here. Okay, so yum. And this I also just put in thin slices, and I'm gonna layer the other side of the bread. Actually, I'm gonna go this way because they're kind of long. All right, so there we go. And we'll put that on there. Okay, next we want to butter our bread. I'm going to use some sort of fat to make the outside of our sandwich nice and crisp, okay? So I'm going to choose, I like using butter, but I'll tell you, a lot of people will use mayonnaise. So that is just another option that you have. Make sure you can see okay here. So I'm going to generously spread some butter. And then when we cook our grilled cheese, keep it around medium-low. If you cook it too fast, then the outside is going to get burned, and then you'll have not melted cheese on the inside. So usually, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes is good. And I think sometimes it just depends on what type of thing you have. So what I do is I butter the top of the bread, and then I'll warm up my pan, and then I'll flip that sandwich butter side down, and then while it's in the pan, very carefully, I will spread the butter on the other side. So I really do want to cook this for you. I'm gonna try one more time. If not, I'm gonna carry you over there. So I'm gonna carry the camera over to my stove, which I will do. Okay, got an error. So we're moving. So bear with me. Off. Okay. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Let me move a couple things over here, and then I will move the camera, okay? And I really appreciate your patience. So sorry. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I thought I lost you guys. You're still there. Okay, so my fear being in this corner was that it just might be a little bit dark, but I'm gonna do this. We're gonna make this work. See, there's my big light. That's how I light up my face. Oh, thanks for the hearts. You guys are so nice. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Okay, we're going. We're figuring this out. If you're just joining us, I had a little error with my conduction oven or cooktop. All right, so now I'm gonna get my pan going here and I will start cooking this. But while this is warming up, I'm just gonna move a few more of my ingredients over and we're just gonna try to shoot everything from here. So hang with me. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lori. Almost there. Not yet. Okay. It's got so much stuff. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Rhonda. Thanks, Kristen. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it so much. Okay. Now, I know there is a lot of comments and stuff coming in, so if I miss something, I always read them all afterwards, and if I miss a question or a comment or something, I will always respond to it. But they really go up so fast, and they don't like necessarily let me keep up. So just know that I'm not ignoring you. And if it's like an urgent question, you can always feel free just to ask it again. Okay, so let's see if we can. Okay. I'll bring it to melt here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this, I've got my butter side up, and I'm gonna put that in my pan. And now I'm gonna carefully butter the other side of the bread. I'm trying to read your comments at the same time. Okay, good. All right. Keep that a little closer here. Let's see if I can move you. Even closer up. Closer up, is that a word? Close, a better close up maybe? And I can hear it sizzling, so I'll be flipping it in just a second. All right, I'm just gonna check here. Not ready yet. The first one too, it's kind of like pancakes, right? Like you, the first one takes a little bit longer, and then all of a sudden when your pan is nice and hot, it goes faster. So let's see, what does this say? Yeah, Lori, I'm gonna have an awesome lunch. You're right. Too much, like 4 sandwiches. I probably could eat them all, but I probably shouldn't eat them all. Oh, thank you. Amanda, I wish I could give you a sample. Are you local? You can stop by if you want. Oh yeah, Lori, okay. Perfect thickness for grilled cheese sandwich, the artisan bread that I'm using, which you can just buy at your grocery store in the bakery section. So awesome. All right, almost there. Don't want to burn it, but we definitely want to get it cooked enough. Let's see if I missed any while we were waiting for that. Renda's husband loves artisan bread. Coconut oil and avocado oil are perfect for grilled cheese. Yum. Kristen likes green arugula. Me too. Yes, health benefits are really good for coconut oil. Ooh, butter flavored coconut oil. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. So, Lori, you grew up on Miracle Whip. Oh my goodness. I know, I loved it. For the longest time, I just didn't even look at mayonnaise. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, how about mayonnaise? Rye, that's a great suggestion. Peppers, pickles, and bacon, yum. Avocado, I cannot wait to just read all of these. Sweet cheddar provolone, bacon, and avocado on sourdough. I'm making something very similar to that today. My daughter just made herself a grilled cheese. Well, perfect, that is the perfect day. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over here. Can you guys see that? Okay. Oops, oh my goodness, of course, live TV, lose your sandwich. There we go. So you can see that beautiful, nice, crisp crust coming right along. So now we'll just need a couple seconds on this side, and we just want that cheese to get nice and like ooey gooey. Now some people will use like a panini press on their grilled cheese. Like if you do it, like if you have a grill pan, I have a cast iron grill pan, and to make panini sandwiches, all they do is use a press. You can actually get a press, or you can just use a smaller pan that's heavy enough to press it down. My only caution with grilled cheese is that it often squishes all your cheese out, so you don't want that to happen. Okay, while this is finishing up, I am going to start making the next one. So I'm going to move you over here and see. I know the light's better right here, but that's because I have a window there. So let's grab recipe number 2. Okay, which we're doing sourdough, yum. Okay, who likes sourdough bread? Give me thumbs up if you like sourdough. Thanks, Rhonda. Yes, I think it's that bread. It's a perfect crispness. Okay, sourdough bread here. So here's a funny story about sourdough. Yes, Amanda, there are so many different ways to make it. That's what I love about it too, that possibilities are endless. They just have a different one every day. Hold on. All my stuff is on the other side of the kitchen, sorry. Hey Katie, thanks for joining us. Okay, so here's a fun story about sourdough. So the other day, my 8-year-old said, Mom, can you buy some sauerkraut? And I said, I mean, this is not normal for an 8-year-old to ask for sauerkraut, is it? Unless they really like have it all the time. I gotta check this, hold on. It's done. I'm just gonna show you the other side of it too, so that you can see how pretty it is. Yum. Okay. Set that aside. I'm gonna turn that down so it doesn't burn while I'm doing this. So anyway, she's like, can you buy me some sauerkraut? And I was like, oh, you like sauerkraut? And my husband was here too, and he was like, yeah, we'll get you some sauerkraut. You like sauerkraut? And she goes, yeah, I just thought that would be good. That would be good bread for my salami sandwich. So we just busted out laughing. Like, I think she needs sourdough, not sauerkraut. Okay, so this next one is, I'm starting with sourdough bread, and then I am, thank you Lori, thank you Rhonda, I am using spinach and artichoke dip, which all I need is a spoon to eat this because I love it so much. So we're doing spinach and artichoke dip on the one side. And then we're gonna add some peppers and onions. Okay guys, I'm gonna use my fingers because everything else is over there. I hope you're not offended. You're not actually eating it, so. Okay, so these actually are peppers and onions that we had with our fajitas last night. So I have some extra that I can just add to the sandwich. Caramelized onions are also super duper delicious on a grilled cheese, like with Gruyere or something. See, I could talk like grilled cheese recipes all day. I lost my, here it is. Okay, so now we've got that, and then on the other side, or we're gonna top it with cheddar. So I'm gonna lay that on here. There we go, and then we're gonna do this. Now this one, we're gonna do an outside crispy crust. Which I know you're thinking, well, we've been doing crispy crust on the outside. That's the point, yes, it is. However, I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese to the top of this, right into the butter. And so that's gonna add some flavor on the outside of the bread and a little extra crispiness. So my husband popped in and he actually came home from work to take my daughter to the doctor, and he says it's working now. So of course, you know, that's how it always is. Like when he's home, I'm like, hey, can't get the printer to work, and he like presses some buttons and it works or whatever. So I don't know, but anyway, it's working, but I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stay here. So I think this is working out just fine for now. Okay, so now I've got my butter on here and just the one side of the bread. Stay up, camera. And then I've got some Parmesan cheese. And then this is a microplane. This works wonderful on Parmesan cheese. And so I'm just gonna hold it over. Can you guys see that? Let's see if I can go sideways. That's getting right on there. Yum. All right. And then I'm just gonna kind of press it in to the butter and see if I have, make sure I kind of have it evenly spread. Use a little over here. All right. I'll take you back over here. And now we're gonna lay this one down in our pan. Sourdough is a nice, big, large piece of bread. Okay, so now I will bring my butter back over and we'll do the same thing on this side. Very carefully, because you don't want to burn yourself. Okay, now I'm going to do my cheese again. Just a thin layer. Press that down. Okay, now my pan's a lot hotter, so this will probably go a little bit quicker, but I'm gonna just check it. Oh, needs a little more time. So let that go and I'll see if I can pop into your comments here. Jolene, crispy cheese is the best, yes. Fresh Parmesan. I do love fresh Parmesan. I mean, we just cut off a hunk and eat it. We love it so much. Oh, good. Thanks, Lori. I'm glad it's working out for you guys. Yeah, there he is. Trying to stay off camera. Yeah, he's so awesome. So I wasn't really too worried about it because I could just do it here. But when my daughter woke up sick this morning and had a rash and needed to go to the doctor, and the only time they could see her was right now, he was like, "Oh, I can just take off work and take her." I mean, not all day, but just to see what's up. So he's pretty amazing. He is so sweet. I am so blessed to have him. All right, almost done. I would hate to burn it. And for those of you that, if you follow me on my YouTube channel, I do like separate videos that are not live stream on YouTube, and I also do, you'll see videos on my website too, and all of those, my husband is the cameraman and the editor. So he actually helps me set up all the camera stuff, does the different angles if we need to do that, and he does all the editing and makes it look fantastic afterwards. So he's awesome. I think she's okay, Amanda. She's at school, so she's fine. But yeah, thank you, Jolene. I think she's feeling better. So she just had like a little bit of a rash, and we're just like, what is this? We don't know. So we did give her a little Benadryl to make her a little more comfortable. The doctor said it was fine to do that. And then if she's not contagious, she could go to school. So the rash actually, after I gave the Benadryl, started going away. So I had taken some pictures of it. So I will get the update, later after I call my husband after this. But, oh, Amanda, I'm so sorry. I know, I don't know why this sickness just is like not going away. Okay. I just flipped the sandwich here. Push my stuff over so I can show you. So we have a real pretty, Can you see it? Okay, yeah. So, well, the comments are my screen, so it gets in the way of what you can see, but nice, little crispy. Golden brown. So now we'll let the other side do its thing. And then, sorry, put my hand in front of the camera. There we go. So now we'll work on the next one while that is finishing up. I feel like I'm crooked and it bothers me. Maybe this way. Okay, so I'll move you back over here. And next up, we are going to do sourdough bread again. Actually, no, I'm gonna do artisan again. It's a little bit easier to handle on the pan, but sourdough or artisan will be great with this next combination. Okay, so we're gonna start with that, and then we're gonna do some Gouda cheese, or if you are Dutch, it's Gouda. I think I did that thing, Gouda. We just call it Gouda at our house, even though there's a lot of Dutch in this girl. So yes, we're gonna start with that, and then bacon, because of course, actually I'm gonna do guacamole next. We're gonna do guacamole next, because it'll be easier to spread that way. So we're gonna put on some guacamole. And guacamole, I mean, you can use a store-bought if you want to. I always make it just because it's so easy to make. I do have a recipe on Art for My Table for an easy guacamole and for a mango guacamole. They're both really good. Mango would actually be really good on this too. But since I was already doing fruit, I stayed away from that. So, but this guacamole is super simple. This was almost my cheater version. I didn't put everything into it that I normally put into it, but it will be just great. Even if you did plain avocado, it would be awesome. Check this a second. Okay. And then we're gonna do our bacon. Yum. I gotta get this other slice. I gotta make that fit, because yum, bacon. All right, and then on the other side, we're gonna do Munster. Which I did not get out yet. That on top. Laura, you like to keep fresh guac in the fridge because I add it to everything. Oh, yes. My recipes for guacamole, they're super simple, but just, yeah, they're really, I mean, I think they're really good. They're a staple. Avocados are just a staple in my house. I love it when I can get them on sale. Like at, sometimes Aldi will have them for like 79 cents. Okay. Can you guys see that gooiness starting to just ooze out? Yum. I could have even left it on a little bit longer. But in the interest of not boring you, the recipe is the most important part. I know you guys know how to cook it. So, is this Munster? I have never had Munster. Is it sharp or mild? It's more on the mild side. So let's butter this up a second. It's a white cheese. I like it. You know, eat it on sandwiches most of the time. My kids love sliced cheese on their sandwiches, so I think I'm using my spinach and artichoke knife to spread my butter. There might be a few green flecks on this one, but hey, no worries. All right. Hey Liz, how you doing? Welcome to my kitchen. All right. Put that one down, and now we'll butter the other side very carefully. because the pan is hot. All right. Oh, Amanda, I'm so with you. Cheese is so good. Okay, let's see if I missed any of your comments here while we're waiting for that. So, oh, thanks, Amanda. Ooh, sharp Chester cheese. That sounds good. Now, if you guys love cheese, if you're just joining us, there is a giveaway happening. So the way you enter the giveaway, because I know some of you have come in a little bit later, so the way you enter the giveaway is just leave me a comment on the best grilled cheese that you have ever had. And you can get extra entries if you like Art from My Table Facebook page and American Dairy Association Mideast Facebook page. And you're watching from my page, so that's pretty easy. Well, actually, some of you might be watching from another page, but I think you're watching from my page. Anyways, I also linked the Facebook page to American Dairy Association in the description, so it'll just be easy for you to find. So, okay, I think I've seen all these. Don't want to miss anyone. So yes, American Dairy Association Mideast is going to send a lucky winner, US only. I didn't mention that. Sorry if you're not in the US. A package of Guggisberg cheese, which you will love. I can see I have a lot of cheese lovers here, and I know you guys are gonna love it. So, delicious. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, baby, that is perfect. Okay, nice. I'm getting really hungry now. Okay, last one. Ready? Last sandwich here. I'm just having all sorts of problems today, from the conduction not working to my phone being slipping and being crooked and not staying how I put it. Okay, you guys are so patient. So last one, we're gonna do brioche bread, and this is actually chocolate chip bread. Yum! Thank you, Kristen. The food is good. That is so true. Okay, let me open this up. How many of you eat the end of the bread, the crust? Do we have crust lovers or crust haters? Do you leave them in the bag for somebody else to eat? I do, unless it's my homemade bread. Then I eat it. I don't know, for whatever reason. Okay. Oh, Randy, you made one with guacamole too. So good. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so I have chocolate chip bread. Yum. This is a brioche with chocolate chip. So we're gonna do something more on the sweeter side this time. So we are gonna start with cream cheese. And we're gonna spread that on one side of the bed. Don't spread it on your bed. Do not put cream cheese on your bed, just put it on your bread. So, ooh, yes, Rhonda, you're right, I am. Okay. Let me turn this down so you can see how this is going. So cream cheese is pretty soft anyway, so you don't really have to let it soften too much, but I did let it sit out just for a little bit so that I could get it to spread easily. And it's doing a great job. Okay. Next we're doing roasted strawberries. So now again, with the roasted versus the fresh, you can do either and they will both taste amazing. When you cook your food or roast your food, it brings out another flavor. Now, one of the things, tomatoes too, I love doing roasted tomatoes. For us, we have 4 seasons, and so like I can buy strawberries in the store, and they're fine, but they're not really in season over here, so you know, they're probably shipped across the country or whatever. And so they just don't have as much flavor as I like as when they're like really fresh and I'm getting them, you know, straight from the farm. So just grabbing some more cheese here. And a knife. All right, so we're gonna put brie on the other side of this. And I have one that's done. I'm gonna cut a couple more slices. Yeah, so back to the strawberries, then roasting it gives you, it kind of makes that flavor more intense and kind of brings out some flavor. So I really love to do that. I love tomatoes too so much, but in the winter here, it's just really hard to get a super great tasting tomato just because, you know, they're probably picked when they're green, and it's fine. I mean, I'm glad I can get tomatoes, but it's just so much nicer when it's fresh. So there we go. Put that on top. And now we'll butter it up. Here's our guacamole and bacon and cheese. My son was super bummed that he was missing out on this today. Usually, I go live on Fridays. Hey, Holly. I love Brie too. And he's home, but today he's homeschooled. And so today he has like his community day with the other homeschoolers that we joined together with. And so he was super bummed. He was like, you're making all that awesome grilled cheese and I'm not going to be here. And I'm like, yep. So chocolate chips and roasted strawberries. Yum. Okay, so let's butter up my bread a second here and get it in the pan. Who's gonna eat all these grilled cheese sandwiches? Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, my kids, even reheated, they would eat them because I'm raising foodies. I don't know. They love food, which is great. I love that they love food. Now we'll butter the other side. And that's kind of, you know, it's kind of par for the course for a food blogger. We eat a lot of our food cold. Because in order to take pictures of it, I can't cook it right before dinner because then everybody is standing around the table, and depending on the season of the year, I don't know if there's enough light, everybody's waiting, so I just do it earlier and then we reheat it. So aren't my kids lucky? Everyone's like, oh, you're so lucky you get to eat such great food. They're probably thinking, yeah, great food reheated. But you know, whatever. That's reality. So, all right. Did I miss any more comments? I think I'm all caught up on them. Hey, Barbara, I've never had roasted strawberries. The sandwich looks amazing. Oh, yes, they do. They're really good. I mean, if you think kind of like a cooked strawberry flavor, like a strawberry sauce, actually, I have a recipe on my blog for strawberry cheesecake pancakes, and it's a homemade strawberry sauce, and it's delicious. I mean, oh, it's so good. So it's kind of a similar flavor to that. And you'll notice I didn't add, I mean, obviously there's sugar in the chocolate, but I don't add any sugar to any of these. So, Amanda will eat food cold or hot. Love it all. Awesome. That's my husband too. He can eat like last night's dinner for breakfast. Not me. I need breakfast food for breakfast. But I can eat breakfast food for dinner. So, yeah. All right, so I know some of you had put in some of your favorite or your best ever grilled cheese, so I'm excited to go back and look at those. Great perk of food vlogging. You get to eat it. Yes, I know it is, and sometimes it gets me in trouble. So I do have my blog, right? And then, but in addition to that, I also do photography, food photography. And so sometimes the food photography is like this week I'm doing like 3 desserts. I'm shooting 3 desserts. And we just don't have dessert that often in our house because my kids get hyper on sugar. And so I try to like, you know, keep that down a little bit. But yeah, they're getting really spoiled. And then, you know, so I'll prepare like this blueberry cobbler type thing with ice cream on top, and it's all drippy and yummy. And well, then what do I do? Like, I can't put the ice cream back in the container, so just gotta eat it. Just gotta eat it. Food is amazing. I'm totally with you, Amanda. We would be fast friends. All right, let's see how our sandwich is doing. I gotta tell you, it smells so good in here. Yum. So now I'll cook the other side and then we will be finished with that one. So, okay, for more tips on grilled cheese and other recipes and dairy in general, you can go to American Dairy Association Mideast, and I linked the Facebook page, so you can go there, but it's just drinkmilk.com, and they have all kinds of recipes and tips there. Of course, there's also recipes on our site, artfrommytable.com, and you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Pinterest. It's Art From My Table. So, and then in addition, I do have a YouTube channel. So if you like to watch cooking videos, I do put live cooking videos up there as well as just pre-done videos. So I'm getting ready to start a series that I'm super excited about. I can't tell you about it yet, but it's awesome. So that's going to be rolling out in the next few weeks, and I'm really excited about it. And that will only be on YouTube. So we have a question. How do you roast the strawberries? So Kathy, what I did was I just laid them out on a baking sheet with a little bit of coconut oil on them. You don't want them to get dried out, so you could use canola oil too. Something like a flavorless oil, or, I mean, coconut would taste good with strawberries. Avocado oil is pretty good too, and so is, I think it's grapeseed oil, that's pretty flavorless. So, and then just make sure they have that good oil coating. I have to take this off. I'll give you a shot and then I'll finish the strawberry. Yum. Okay, so there's that. And then I put them in the oven at 375, and you know, depending on how many you did, I only did enough for like the sandwich today, so it was maybe 2-3 strawberries, and I sliced them into slices. So cut off the tops, cut them into slices, put some coconut oil, lay them out on a baking sheet, put them in the oven, 375 for about 20 minutes. And if you're doing a larger batch than that, like if you're doing a whole quart of strawberries, then I would probably give it more time. But check it after 10 minutes and see how they're doing, because they actually cook pretty quickly. So, Amanda, thank you for this live today. Thank you very much. I mean, I know we've got more than one Amanda watching. So Amanda Sadler, thank you so much for tuning in today and all your participation. I really appreciate it. You know, what makes lives as fun is when you guys interact and when you have stuff to say. So that's awesome. And then Lori, oh good, new grilled cheese recipes. And the possibilities are endless, right? I had such a hard time like narrowing it down to what I was actually gonna make. I could have done like 10. So good. I'm so glad that you got good ideas. So if there is any other questions or comments, please let me know. Don't forget to enter to win a package of Guggisberg cheese, which will be sent to you. Yum. And yeah, I think I think that's all I have for you today. So I will, if you have further questions down the road, I will get notified if you leave a comment here. You can always reach out to me, Shelly at artfrommytable.com. And I think that is it. You guys have, hey Pam, I'm just closing out, but you can catch the replay on some awesome grilled cheese. So, Rhonda, oh, thanks for your kind words. It's so nice. The amazing presentation. Okay, good. Yes, everyone have a great day. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys had fun. And my normal Facebook Live time is Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are liking my page and following my page, then you'll just get notified when I'm live. So, okay, you guys have an awesome day. Go bake some grilled cheese and feel free to write me and tell me all about your fabulous creations. Okay, we will talk to you later. Have a good one.